Well, hello again from the car. I am just in the middle of switching out my necklace for something that I got in the antique store today. Now, I did not bring you guys along with me because it is packed. I have never been in an antique store that is this busy. And before I came here, I went to Home Goods and they were extremely busy, which that was kind of expected. 'Tis the season. But I just had the most lovely interaction with the jeweler. It's a mother, father, and son trio. I wonder if is there a card in my purse? Hold on. So they are called the Jeweler's Estate, and they are inside the antique marketplace here in Greensboro. And I've been wanting some kind of charm, like cute charm necklace. Sorry for all the rattling. And I found this acorn. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I was like, oh, that's an adorable one. I'm still holding out for a really cool vintage one, but I haven't found the right one yet. So I really wanted just to have one that was cool, unique. This is gold colored, not actual gold. I love the little clasp on it though. And the chain seemed the right length. And I just thought that was the cutest little thing. And it's hollowed out in the back, so it's not super heavy. I also, again, I can't see the screen, so I don't know if you can see him, but I got an 80s era Victorian Santa cardboard cutout. That's a lot of words. I really like Santa cutouts, and I don't have one. And I've been looking for the perfect one because I like a holly jolly Santa. I like to look at him. There's a time and a place, but that's not the entire Christmas theme of the house is holly jolly Santa. So I saw him creeping out from behind something and I knew I had to get him. He's very inexpensive. So excited for that. I am now going to go piddle in Target and get very boring things like protein bars and stuff because, you know, gotta keep my protein up. But I just wanted to come on and show you some of my new stuff before I head back to Eden. Well, we have gotten into some more work appropriate clothes from earlier today because I need to get dahlias out of their pots. It's finally time. We had a big freeze, so I'm going to chop them down to the soil, pull them out, shake them and brush them off, and then put them on like cookie drying racks basically and let them chill in the garage for a little while. We also are finally doing apple butter. I need to get this canned up before those apples start to go south. So that is on the docket today. And then peppers need to come out from the raised garden beds. Again, we had that big freeze, so I need to go pull up anything that isn't looking great. And I don't know where to put the pumpkins yet because we haven't started a full-on compost pile. So pumpkins need to go. They're looking very, very sad now, but it still is kind of a nice reminder of carving those. And let me show you something else. One second. I don't know if you remember, but we have not had this island light working for at least 3 or 4 months now. And they finally came in yesterday, fixed it. It was an easier fix than they even thought it was gonna be. It was super fast. Everything works great. Super, super excited. So that got taken care of yesterday. Whew. And I need to show you the gatehouse. So the gatehouse itself looks the same, but there have been some huge developments up there. So I need to take you guys up there and kind of show you around the new things. And then I feel like there's something else that I have on the to-do list to do. I'm sure I will remember it later. I'm gonna caffeinate myself up and then we're gonna jump outside. All right, we're outside. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. All right, I need to label some brown paper bags because to the best of my ability, I want to keep the names of these with them because my aunt went through all the trouble of labeling and sticking the labels in there for me. Some of them, I think I have one pot that's missing a label because I think it blew out with the wind. And then I think I have two where the names are rubbed off of the label because of, I guess, rain or friction or dirt or something, but I want to try to keep the names of them. So basically I need to get gloves, I need to get choppers, and I'm chopping them off at the soil. I am then taking them out of the soil, so I need to get the tarp so I don't get soil all over the place. And then I'm gonna lay them on the drying racks, move them into the garage, let them dry out for I think it's a week or 2 weeks, something like that, and then put them inside of brown paper lunch bags. So I'm gonna label the lunch bags and stick those underneath the drying racks with the tubers. At least that's gonna be my game plan. So yeah, we shall see what kind of flow I get going with this, but I need to get kitted up and then jump into this. Well, let this be a lesson to you. You can't find your snippers if you don't put them back where they're supposed to go. That took me like 5 minutes. Anyway. Well, that is part one for the dahlias. I pulled open my book that my aunt gave me and I realized that I need to spray them off and then let them dry so that all the dirt's off, so that when I go to divide them, I can see the eyes, which is a really important part. I don't know enough about it to be able to explain it properly, but I have to be able to see them. So the old hose that we have over here broke. This one is connected to the irrigation system. I'm trying to figure out where another hose is. I think Luke has a retractable one in his garage, but I don't know where it's plugged up to or if it is. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Hopefully he gets up before the sun goes down and it cools off too much for me to be spraying things off. I'll put a raincoat on and get my rubber gloves that I normally wash dishes with and some boots, and I'll spray all those bad boys off and then let them dry. I think it said 1 to 2 days, and then I go in and divide them and then I can store them. And in the book that I have, she either puts them in vermiculite in plastic bins or she plastic wraps them. I don't have vermiculite and I don't have any extra plastic bins right now, but I think the plastic wrap would make sense. But I'm gonna message my aunt because I know that she had hers in paper bags, paper lunch bags. So I'm thinking she had probably something else in there with them, and I gotta figure out what that is. So I will text her in a little bit, but right now we need to take these peppers up. They are done for the year. I can take their supports up. We've got jalapenos that need to come up over there. And I'm just gonna generally trim everything back and make it all tidy out here, at least hopefully. Also, can you leave in the comments below, do you remember, I need the date or the video that I planted the carrots in and the video that I planted the garlic in, because I have made a terrible gardener mistake and I didn't write down what date I planted either one of those. And you know, they have a range of when you're supposed to pull them when they're, when they're ready. It'll tell you how many days. So if you remember and you know what video those are in, if you could send them to me or type that in the comments, that would be wonderful. Thank you. But yeah, let's get this tidied up. I need to take all the pieces out before I decide if I'm going to do this today, but I realized that I have an extra project that I still have not done. My Vego self-watering rolling planter. I think I've just forgotten because I haven't bought a lemon tree yet, and I keep forgetting to buy a lemon tree. So I need to put this darn thing together so I can go ahead and buy a lemon tree. Wonderful. We did it. Now it's time to clean up and get inside. Okay, I have driven out here to the gatehouse and it looks a little bit different than it did last time. We have got the landscaping done out here and it looks so precious. So we've got two, I think these are non-fruiting cherry trees, kind of like the ones that we had to cut down in the back. So we got two big trees. Then we've got some smaller shrubby trees over here, some bushes, and some tiny flower. I think those flower, and I think those are the same as these over here. We have two bushes flanking the entry door for the package drop, and look at the little pavers. I love that they're like very cottagey and they're not all the same size. We didn't even tell them, and it looks absolutely adorable. Oh, I love it so much. And then they have put grass seed down all in this area so that it will grow back and look nice and beautiful. And I don't know if you can see, but yes, these are all lights scattered throughout here. So I will come back out here this evening and show you guys, because it is really spectacular once the sun goes down. So let me walk around on the other side and show you what it looks like when you're coming in. All right, and they did a ton of landscaping. It starts here. You can see that they built up a little bit of the, what is that stuff called? I just said it, mulch. And then we've got some nice grasses, and then that goes into some taller bushes. And we've got some greenery going on at the walls. So they have built up a nice little bushy area right here where the wall curves out. And then we also cut out some of the asphalt in this turnaround lane, because we realized you don't really need it to be that wide. And all the plantings over here just look so nice. And there is a tree in the middle. I have no idea what type of tree that is. I'm assuming it's the same as the other ones, but we've got a nice mix of bushes and flowering items here. We'll definitely come and put some of my bulbs into this situation before it gets too cold. That's on my plan for tomorrow. And then over here, it's kind of the same. Got some wonderful little bushes. I can't wait to see what they look like in the spring. And it just looks so much softer up here, because, you know, it looked beautiful, of course, but it just kind of looked unfinished. And now it just looks so intentional and lovely. I love that. Luke has a project that is going to finally get some lit house numbers up there as well. So that'll be really fun. We have our no trespassing sign that we need to put up, all of that good stuff. So I am really excited. I'm super stoked with it. I want to do a little bit of landscaping around the mailbox here. Luke wants to replace that at some point and rebuild it with it'll look basically the same, but it just has been in disrepair. So we'll build it back correctly, put a slightly larger mailbox in there, and then this area will be done. But yeah, I think it looks so nice. And like I said, the magic is at night. So once the sun has fully gone down, I will come back out here and show you guys the beautiful landscape lighting that we did, because the brick, I keep saying brick, the stone really comes alive once you light it from the bottom. So the texture is wonderful. One of our column lights stopped working. We think they probably nicked a wire when they were doing the landscaping, but totally fine. They're gonna fix that. So we've only got one column light working, but the landscape lighting more than makes up for that right now. But yeah, I'm so thrilled with how that turned out, and they did it in 2 days. I think all this was done in like 2 or 3 days, 2.5 days. I think it turned out so good. Yeah, let's get back to the house and get that apple butter on the stove so that we can can that up before I have to go to sleep tonight. kitchen is very full. So I've got the regular water bath canner full of tiny jars. I've got the electric canner back there with the bigger jars because I couldn't fit both sets in one. I've got the pot out and all the ingredients for dinner, so I'm gonna cook dinner soon. The rest of the canning stuff is laying in wait over here when that is ready. I'm drinking a Liquid Death Dr. Death, which pretty much tastes like a less carbonated Dr. Pepper. So yeah, we are doing the things. But yeah, I love evenings like this because I just get to, again, I'm mostly in silence unless I am watching like a true crime YouTube video or listening to an audiobook. I just enjoy it. It's a time for my brain to kind of shut down a little bit, and I feel like that's healthier than if I were to spend that time scrolling Instagram. So, but when everyone, you know, I had a couple of people ask like, oh, why do you need such a big kitchen? Or like, oh, your kitchen's too big, you're not going to use all of that space. This is the type of picture that I would love to send them. The island is covered with stuff. 3 of the eyes on the stove are currently being used. If I didn't have an electric canner, I would have another big pot on the stove and 4 eyes would be on. So yeah, sink back there has got today's dishes in it. Sink over here has canning dishes in it. Normally do my hand washing over there. So this kitchen gets a workout. I feel like I'm getting a workout as well. And I have to be on the ladder to stir the pot because it's so tall. I can't like see very well. So I've got the ladder over there and I get on the first rung. I should probably get a smaller ladder too, like a tiny step ladder. That would be good because I am a shorty and it's not like I'll never need it again because the big ladder works clearly, but it feels kind of weird like pulling a huge ladder out to a very small task that I just need like, I don't know, 1.5 feet of height. But yeah, I have some DIYs that I'm going to get into tomorrow. I am finally going to use Rub and Buff on the ornaments, the family frame ornaments. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then, okay, so I figured out the theme for the kitchen. It's very similar to last year. I'm going to be able to use the same things. And it's kind of like kitschy 50s Christmas because there's mint in there. There's pink, there's red, there's a little bit of blue and then green, obviously. So I ordered this ornament set from Sam's Club. I think I've mentioned it. They're covered in glitter. I knew there were some glitter ones in there, but they're loaded with glitter. Like when the package came and I set it on the counter, I could see around the taped edges was completely covered in glitter. That means that that much glitter has come out down the sides of the box onto the tape. And I loathe glitter. So I'm like, okay, how can I make this work? Because they are the perfect color. And I do like them. And don't get me wrong, I like the way glitter looks. It's not an aversion to how glitter looks. It's the fact that it gets everywhere. So I'm going to try to contain the glitter. I'm going to take the big box of ornaments outside. I am going to figure out a way to like brush them off or blow them off as I go. And then I'm going to spray them with hairspray because apparently that's supposed to help. It doesn't alleviate the glitter and it doesn't make it all stick, but I'm hoping that means it will be a little less of a glitter explosion because it gives me anxiety. It gives me physical manifestations of anxiety. So I'm gonna finish up here, then I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. Hello there. I am getting ready, trying to figure out what I'm gonna put on my phone while I do this. I am finally going to paint the frames. So these are the frames that I got. Oh, it's trying to focus on my face. Focus on this. These are the frames that I got for all the family picture ornaments. And I'm getting ready to paint them with Rub and Buff so that they look slightly more metallic. Let me try to get this one that I did the test run for off of this ribbon. So here, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but this is what it looks like after, and this is what it looks like before. It probably does not look any different on camera, but I promise there is a difference. That's kind of getting it. There's a metallic sheen on it that reflects gold, whereas this one is just flat cardboard. So this makes it look a little more expensive when these were in 6-packs from Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to proceed to just rub and buff all of these on. So Rub and Buff is the name brand of this stuff, and they make it in all different metallic colors. The one that I got was antique gold, and I got a kit that comes with these little, what is that? Like foam padded little things that you use instead of a paintbrush, because you need the tiniest. I know this bottle looks very little and I have 60 of these frames to do, but you need the smallest amount, and then you just kind of buff it into the surface, hence the name. But yeah, so I am going to figure out a good YouTube video to catch up on something, or watch a true crime video, and just take my leisurely time doing all of these, and then I can finally be ready to finalize all of the pictures. I have 57 picked out so far. I think I have a few more pictures incoming, and my phone is deciding to go crazy right now, but I need to get those printed off and in the frames before the tree goes up, which hopefully will be in the next week or so. So let's get cracking. Well, we are all done and the sun has come out and I am being baked, which is actually very nice. It makes me want an iced coffee though, so I'm definitely gonna make one of those. But we have gotten them all done. So I did half of them and then I took a break and now I've done the other half. And I'm gonna let them soak into the cardboard, the paint anyway, and then I'm gonna get some of Luke's Canic rags. They're kind of like paper towels, but they're more robust. I'm gonna wipe off all the excess and then these should be good to go. I don't know what ribbon I want to do. I have ribbon over there, but it's kind of difficult to get it through the tiny eyelet. So I'm thinking I could just wrap it around the eyelet instead of having to put it through, because I feel like that's just gonna lead to broken eyelets and it would take a long time. So I might just push the two pieces of wire together, wrap it around the eyelet, and go from there. But yeah, I really like the color of them, and now I just need to print the pictures out and then we can get the pictures in there. I still need to spray the glitter ornaments with hairspray, but I think I'm gonna save that for a less windy day because the wind is kicking out there right now. I can see leaves going to and fro. So that's gonna be for another day. But Luke and I are getting ready to go to a little, it's like a food truck, skeet shooting family event. Not our family, but it's family friendly. So we're getting ready to go to that. That is in Summerfield, which is like 30-40 minutes from here, something like that. And I'm hoping, we'll see what Luke thinks. I would really like to go stop by King's Mill, the coffee shop in town, on our way out, because they have a buffalo mac and cheese wrap right now, and it's only around until Sunday. And I just realized that when I was looking at their Instagram earlier. I thought it was like a new menu item, but it's only available till Sunday, and we're probably not going anywhere on Sunday, so I would like to get that for lunch. That sounds delicious. Fingers crossed we get some buffalo mac and cheese wraps. Well, hello there. Sorry I didn't get to show you too much of the skeet shooting and stuff, but we were having such a good time just talking to everybody. I think Luke is now thoroughly convinced that he needs to spray foam the big metal building up there, and it was really cool to see the different things that they have done, because I think they've owned their property about the same amount of time that we have, but they have not built their home yet. So they have been just really working on the land, trails, clearing, where they want different areas to be. And it was cool to see that type of infrastructure, because we did build a metal building, but our focus was really on building the house and then moving and living out here. So it was cool to see what the future could look like, clearing. And do we want to clear that much? What do we want to have as like the purpose of each area? That was really fun to think about. But yeah, it was such a wonderful time. And the mac and cheese, the buffalo mac and cheese, was absolutely fantastic. I've been thinking about it ever since then. We are a buffalo flavor profile household for sure. But yeah, we are just getting ramped up to keep working on these projects before that cold weather gets us. And I'm gonna actually go pop outside right now and do a little bit of that. And I thought I would leave you here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all, folks.